Good place to be today is by a pool, but what happens when a meeting about opening a city pool that's been closed for a while gets heated itself? It was the case last night in Cranston.
Yeah, it certainly was. As people decided the fate of the Budlong Pool, it really hangs in the balance still. 12 News reporter RICCI is live in studio to explain.
Well, guys, this is a pool with history. It's nostalgic, so it's tied to a lot of emotion for some residents in Cranston, and we saw that last night. But we also saw a level of distrust in the mayor as both residents and members of the council accused him of withholding information about his pool plan. So last night was a special city council meeting to discuss the fate of the 8-decade-old pool. It has been closed since COVID, and the mayor says it would be more prudent to replace than repair it, given the age of the pool. It was built in 1939 and the defects that it has. So he proposed a plan that would remove the 22,000 square foot pool and replace it with a 7,000 square foot pool that could accommodate 500 people with complete with a toddler area, swimming lanes, and a pavilion. The mayor's proposal would cost between $3 and $3.5 million. It would be funded through federal COVID money. And as he presented it last night, it got the residents pretty fired up.
I'm telling you, this report for this pool, okay, is a good one.
I think this will end up costing more than $3 or $3.5 million. And I think the fear of people here is that that's exactly what will happen. And then what we will end up with is a smaller pool for the same amount of money as if we fix the big one.
I know many of you that are here tonight want to fix the old pool. If I could fix it right now and open it tomorrow, I would. The question I have is, do we use millions of dollars to make a temporary fix?
And the mayor says that every decision he makes is based on what's best for the city of Cranston. The Budlong Pool, he says, is no different. But last night he was questioned about that as he was presented with the petition signed by thousands of Cranston residents. More on that at 8:30. For now, live in studio, RICCI, 12 News.
It's 83 years old and has been closed since COVID. Now Cranston's mayor says he only wants to reopen the Budlong Pool as a brand new facility.
But many residents and city councilors challenged that proposal at a special meeting that was held in the city last night. RICCI live in studio. What is the concern right now, Erica?
Well, guys, it really boils down to the size of the pool. The current pool, the one you see here, is one of the largest outdoor public pools in the country, 22,000 square feet. The mayor's proposal is to remove this and replace it with a 7,000 square foot pool to the tune of $3 to $3.5 million paid for by federal COVID money. That plan presented at this special city council meeting at Cranston East last night. The mayor acknowledged the history, the legacy, the nostalgia of the Budlong Pool from its opening in 1939 until it closed during the pandemic. But he also shared that within that history, it has been temporarily shut down on several occasions because of safety concerns or repairs that just couldn't be funded. He believes fixing the existing structure would be, in his words, putting a Band-Aid on the problem. But he was presented with a petition last night signed by 2,000 residents that want to pursue repair over replacement.
If you want to rebuild a pool, we're going to rebuild a pool that meet the needs of the people.
I've asked many people that live on the other side of the city that don't want their taxes affected, and they could care less about a pool. I would argue that of the 83,000 people that live in the city, 2% or 2,000 is not a big population.
I would definitely take seriously 2,000 plus people that have signed a petition saying not to downsize the pool. Yeah, that might only be 2% of the city, but you get 2,000 people to sign something. They care.
Now, there was also some concern last night over transparency of the mayor's pool plan. The council in particular says that last night was the first time they're seeing of this plan, despite numerous requests for answers over the last 2 years. The mayor, though, denying those claims. Live in studio, RICCI, 12 News.